Hi Virgo, this is your forecast for the month of October 2017. If you have visited me before, I'd like to thank you for returning, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. This is a general reading for Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, or Virgo Moon. It might also be helpful for you to watch your rising and moon sign. You can join me on Facebook and Instagram for daily insights on tarot and astrology, as well as my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/thealchemistastrologer, where you can find on-demand pages with videos for love, finance, and other readings. So Virgo, this first week, you are focused on issues of benevolence. This is about either having or not having the resources necessary. So there could be issues of generosity, of giving and receiving, financial assistance, issues that have to do with an exchange of some sort. And for some of you, this is a focus on getting what you deserve. Maybe this is a repayment of some debts, or maybe you're helping others, or you're getting help through a loan or some type of bonus, but there's a focus on your material gain and whether something is fair or not. Others of you, you're focused on promoting something. Maybe you're teaching your skills, or you're mentoring others, or there's some business opportunity that you are focused on. But whatever it is, you are taking a closer look at things, whether that's your money, your time, your talents, the opportunities, and you're trying to be very efficient about those, which is your forte after all. So this is going to be a week where you come into the spotlight. If you need people who can help you get ahead, you're going to attract that, and you're going to attract their attention. And you're going to be looking closely at all of your opportunities and trying to get the best deal, the best price. You're honing your negotiation skills, because you recognize that if you don't look at that bottom dollar, that you could end up paying a higher price than you had anticipated. So this is a week where you're really focused and in gear. You've got a new sense of purpose. You want to add structure to your life. You want to make sure that you're, running on all jets, that everything is operating smoothly, and things are in order. And some of you may be dealing with a legal situation that could very well be resolved in your favor. So again, you're getting some type of bonus or recognition, and you're becoming very conscientious about your daily affairs, your work, your health, and you're making some necessary changes. This is a week of action for you, where you're taking the time to do something. You're starting something. And in fact, timing is going to be very important for you this month and this week, where it's important that you take the initiative for something. Now, for some of you, if this is operating negatively, then there could be some kind of withdrawal of financial support. There could be some losses that you're looking at. It could be property or income or goods, or it's time for you to make that payment for a loan that you've procured. Some of you may be looking at business practices and seeing whether those are fair, or you're going over some unpaid bills, because this is also a week where you focus on inequity. There's possibly for some of you, some imbalance in a relationship. So there are issues of dominance and submission, or whether someone is receiving their fair or equitable share. You may be addressing some wasteful spending, or any losses through theft or carelessness, or perhaps this is a week where you don't get paid the money that you're owed. And you may even be looking at some illegal money transactions, or dealing with people who may not be grateful. Somebody could be biting the hand that feeds them. So So this is a week to beware of get-rich-quick schemes and feeling shortchanged. And also, it could also play out as far as getting the recognition that you deserve, feeling envious, or somebody feeling jealous, or there are issues where, somebody is giving out money, but there's some strings attached. It's not true generosity. So for some of you, health is an issue, and you're focused on that, improving your health, because you've had some difficulty with sleeping, maybe some nervous issues. Maybe you've just been facing a lot of things and you're trying to strike that balance, and maybe people have been expecting a lot of you, making demands on you, pulling on you, coming after your resources, whatever that may be, your emotions, your time, your money. And it may be a week where you actually have to pick up the slack for somebody, where you are dealing with the consequences of somebody else's financial neglect or irresponsibility or immaturity. And so this is a week where, while you're being very efficient and you're slogging through a lot of things, you may wish that you were doing something very different, especially at work. However, for those of you who quit or lose a job, this may not be the best time to try to find something new. So again, you're honing in on getting the best deal, the best price. Is this running smoothly? Is this efficient? Is this a waste of time? And any kind of error in judgment or mistake could create some additional complications to your finances and to your emotional network. So while you have a new sense of purpose and you're very determined, being too determined in your approach can create some friction in your relationships this week. Now, the second week, you have this Three of Wands. So again, this is a focus on commerce, transactions, business ideas, and putting your ideas out there. Maybe you're producing something, or maybe you're involved in co-creating something. So this is a week where maybe you were having some exchanges with others last week and you're looking to the future. You're focused on your finances and your business and your health because you have some ideas about where you want to go in the future. So some things are beginning to crystallize for you. Your ideas are coming into place. You're putting those into some kind of solid form. This could have been maybe something you started as a hobby and now it's taking off and you've decided that you want to make this a real business. And so you're trying to get some confirmation that you're on the right path, or that the business that you're in is the ability for that to expand in some way. So this is a week where you're using your leadership skills and you're having some foresight. Maybe you're negotiating something, or you're in the process of some huge undertaking. So you're very concerned with the future. You've put something out there and now you're waiting for a return on that. You're networking with others. So this concern, this anticipation you have for the future is important. But in order to get there, you must focus on the here and now. So your current obligations, your responsibilities. And this is a week where you can be very savvy. You know how to negotiate. You can say the right thing. You're in the right place at the right time. You've got just the right answer. And you're very resourceful. You know, whatever changes are taking place, you know, you're going with the flow. You are managing to navigate that curve ball. So any last minute changes, either with your agenda or that of others, you're willing to take that in and work with it. Now, in the negative, again, if there were issues of unfairness last week, or something wasn't coming together, you were having to focus on, you know, stopping the flow, maybe you were bleeding financially in some way, you know, you may be dealing with something where you have unreliable people in your midst. The people you're connected to can't be depended upon, and they in fact may let you down at the very last minute, or you may do that. Maybe you are, changing the storyline, or perhaps you're not putting out all of the information. You're metering something out the way you see fit. But whatever happens, you won't be able to depend on any last minute rescues or, somebody coming to save the day. This is going to be a week of self-reliance. And you may be dealing with the shadow part of yourself or others. So somebody may be, trying to create a particular scenario and embellishing the truth. They're painting a particular picture that's not quite on the up and up. Or maybe you're trying to promote yourself and sell yourself, and you overextend a little bit. Maybe you embellish, or you try to hide your shortcomings in some way. But something about this week holds something hidden attached to it, either about yourself or about a situation. Or maybe, again, you're dealing with a health situation and you're having to face your fears or some kind of illusion. So this is a week where you need to acknowledge those fears. Maybe you have a lack of direction, or maybe, last week you had so many people wanting something from you that there's a lack of ambition right now. Or you could be, if you didn't get the return you thought was fair, maybe you're now questioning your motives and you're changing your mind about something. There could be some difficulties that you're encountering in business. Maybe you're not getting the help that you want, or there's a lack of cooperation, or you feel like you're wasting your effort because either your plans were not realistic or the alliances you formed are not proving helpful to you. So some venture that you're involved in, it looked promising, but it's really failing to deliver right now. So your goals may be hard to reach. And again, there's a focus on the future, but you need to address the here and the now. Now, the third week, you have the Knight of Wands. So some of you are dealing with fire energy. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female. And all knights are on a quest, some type of mission. And so this particular knight is very excited about what he's going after. He's ardent in his pursuit. He's spontaneous. He's fired up. And so this could be a week where there's some kind of exchange or some kind of discussion that you're involved in. Maybe you're negotiating, and this is the week where you get the project going. There's something that you want to go after. And so this could be a week that's very active, very energetic, and you may be on the go. It could be, you don't really want to settle down. You're on the move, and you're in a hurry to make something happen. But for some of you, if there were wrinkles in negotiations or discussions, there could be issues of commitment this week or lack thereof. Although whatever you're facing, it's likely that you love this challenge. This is something that gets you going. You're seeking some kind of adventure. Maybe you're being revolutionary. Again, maybe you're starting your own business, or you're promoting something, or you're facilitating something. But this is the week of the individual. So you want to put your mark on the world. You may, again, be negotiating, debating something. Maybe you're in stiff competition with somebody. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you're changing, from one residence to the other. And so for some of you, you're going to suddenly begin something or end something, whether that's a pursuit or a relationship, because again, this knight is impetuous. He's spontaneous. He's on the go. And, you know, his strong suit is his passion, but the negative to this night is that there's a lack of follow through. He gets fired up in the beginning, but he doesn't always come through. And we get back to that 3 of Wands, where you may be dealing with people who are unpredictable, unreliable, and who may cancel out at you at a moment's notice. For some of you, you're going to extend yourself, or you're going to accept an offer, a date, and it may be something that you didn't anticipate. Maybe you surprise yourself by stepping out there and making that first move. So you may partner up with somebody new, somebody that you've been with before. And so this could be a week where your confidence is up. You feel as if you're riding high. Success and recognition abounds. So this is a week where your intuition is very strong. If you have a hunch, you're going to want to act on it, and it's likely to hit the mark. Now, for some of you, though, again, if you were dealing with people where there were issues of unfairness, inequality, this could be a week where there's some quarrels, there's some misunderstandings that may even end up in a separation. Something is not going as planned. Maybe again, something's not being repaid, or there's some kind of unexpected change. There are issues where people have borrowed money. Something about a situation can be frustrating, and it may involve somebody who's been an opportunist, perhaps even a liar. This is somebody that may be charming, but yet they're untrustworthy. Or you may find yourself engaged, with somebody who is argumentative, somebody who loves to be in conflict, or somebody who promises a whole lot, but they don't deliver very much. So this is somebody that's blowing like the wind. Now, for some of you, you're getting involved in a situation, you're taking a risk, you're stepping out there, and you're going to regret that sooner than later. Now, the last week you have another night, although this is different energy, where last week you were passionate. This is a week now where you're going to get in your head, your mindset, and perhaps you're getting more clear on something. This Knight of Swords is air energy. This could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female. Some of you may be rushing to protect this Knight of Wands, and maybe there's some transaction where you're helping this person out. You're giving something to them, whether that's financial or emotional. Maybe you're trying to protect their health, but this is a week where, there's a lot going on and it's happening very quickly. So some unexpected situations, some new people, some new experiences could be occurring, and you may have to act quickly. There could be need for you to come up with a quick solution or take some type of impulsive action. So this could be a mentally stimulating week, a week where, again, somebody's trying to persuade someone to do something. There's some restlessness. Communication is key. There's some mental challenges that you're coming up against, and you're having to use the force of your mind and your speech in order to come up with a resolution. For some of you, this is about travel, and again, maybe you're traveling and you're changing residence, or you're traveling for a project, or you're traveling for some kind of charitable event or situation. For some of you, maybe this is intellectual in some way, or you're dealing with people who are problem solvers, or people who are successful in business. Or this could just simply be a week where you are ruthlessly pursuing your goals. You're putting an all-out effort. Now, this is also a knight who is ready for conflict. He has a tendency to want to prove his intellectual superiority. So he loves to prove that other people are wrong. He loves to use his intellect as a force of power. But the positive about this Knight is that he is a very strong ally or advocate for a cause. And so if something you're interested in has ties to something charitable, you could be working very hard to promote that, especially if this is a cause that you believe in, that you're passionate about, and that you feel is worthy of your time, your effort, and your money. So this is a week where you're interested in looking at the big picture. At the beginning of the week, you were focused on the details, being more efficient, putting things in order. This is the week, where you're looking with vision. And so you're going to want to be very precise. You may be quick to find fault with things, with people. You may be seeking a lot of freedom, because again, we had commitment issues last week. But this card says to make sure that you pick your battles wisely. Some of you, this is going to be a week where you choose an unconventional path. Now, you may be gaining some type of wisdom, and whatever you find out, may give you some type of edge. You're trying to get some information, some knowledge, some kind of truth. Maybe you're opening up to your higher self, or you're trying to find some kind of peace. Some of you are seeking some guidance. So you're having connections with others this week, but again, you may be out of sync, because last week there could have been a timing issue. Your intuition was very strong. Maybe you thought something was going to happen and it failed to come through, or something you thought didn't really stand a chance actually worked out, and now you're having to act and make a decision. So again, we have issues of unreliability, or whether somebody's showing up, whether they're committed. And so you may have a connection, but you may be out of sync. Or you may suddenly, again, get involved. You may solidify your connection to another person. But in some cases, because you're dealing with people who are not dependable, or either you're not doing that, it may be an uphill battle trying to either start something or close something out. And because of that, you could find yourself at the center of a conflict where you're involved in a disagreement and things are getting ugly. Now, the underlying energy is this Nine of Swords. So there is some worry, some anxiety on your part. You're going over something. Now, it could be, again, if there were some health issues, somebody is ill or they're facing surgery. And so you may be worried about that. You may be under some extreme stress and feeling, all manner of emotions, depression, sorrow, pain. Now, it's possible that some of these fears are unfounded, that you're just imagining the worst. And maybe there's a sense of guilt about something, especially if there were issues where somebody's feeling like they didn't get their fair share. There's also, the possibility that you're dealing with something serious connected to illness. And so it's really wearing on you. But this is about having, hope for the future in the best possible way. So there's something that you want. You have a vision. There's something that you want to make happen. And it's very important to you, either this pursuit or this connection. And it's making it difficult for you to see the truth about the situation. And so what you're doing is you're going over and over and over in your mind and playing out events, conversations, dialogues, thoughts, and it's wearing on you. It's affecting your health. So this is a month where, periodically you will need to break away from everything and recharge your batteries and get a grip on your perspective. Because regardless of what your situation appears to be on the surface, you really do have more options than you think. And it could be that you're not considering everything for whatever reason. Maybe your emotions are getting in the way, or you're preoccupied to the point that you can't see clearly. But there are some other choices. Maybe it's your pride that's not letting you, take that. And maybe that has to do with issues of charity or benevolence. Or maybe your emotions are getting in the way. That Knight of Wands is very passionate. Or maybe your principles, you're trying to stand on principle. The Knight of Swords, is very analytical about something. And so you have the opportunity this month for success, to attain something. And perhaps you're worried about that. You're worried about the recognition you'll receive. But it may be time for you to stop struggling and accept a situation for what it is. In some cases, again, if you're trying to step in to protect someone, it may be necessary to let other people live their lives the way they see fit and to do their own battle rather than you stepping in. So you are going to have to allow somebody the freedom to live as they choose, whether you agree with it or not. So the less willing you are to consider other choices, other paths, other alternatives, the longer you're going to be tied to this sense of anxiety. So there's something that you want, and this, all-out focus on obtaining it, getting the situation to play out the way you want, is keeping you from recognizing that the consequences of that may not be what you want. And so this obsession is becoming an unhealthy preoccupation for you. So this is going to be a challenging month for you, where you're going to have to tie up some loose ends. There are definitely going to be some issues that you were hoping to avoid, and you're going to have to deal with those. And they connect to your future, your independence, your destiny, and the possibility that you're encountering situations that have the power to change your life, and also the people that are involved in your destiny. The good news is you have no majors, and so you are very much in control of a situation, whether it feels like that or not to you. You're doing some type of review, whether that is over your finances, your health, an opportunity, maybe travel. It could be to exonerate yourself, to prove a point to someone. You have this opportunity, and either you can take it or not, but trust your instincts in order to guide you, because others will step in to claim your power if you don't. There's some type of dilemma that you're facing. There's some anxiety that you feel, either about traveling or about communication or about some intellectual or legal issue that is troubling you. In fact, some of you are dealing with a legal or a court case, and you're worried about that. Others of you are simply on conflicting missions. Those two nights, you don't know whether you should go with your heart or you should go with your head. But whatever it is, things are playing out. Something is unfolding just as it should. You have a number 6 in the beginning, and after that 3 of Wands, there's this progression from 7, 8, 9. So there's an important progression of events. So right now, life is supporting you toward this strong move in furthering your goals. And being practical, remaining practical, is going to ensure your long-term success. So for many of you, you're very confident, whether you're worried or not, whether there's any anguish or guilt or whatever, you still have strong self-confidence. You believe in what you're doing. It may be right or wrong, but you've already bought in. So you are driven by your passion, your impulse, and you are acting on your instincts because deep inside you feel that you can't fail. And that may very well be true, Virgo. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And of course, you can always book a personal reading at thealchemistastrologer.com.